Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome to my channel. So today I'm going to talk about 5 things to do when trying to build muscle. Okay, so I'm going to be talking to you and I'm going to be working. So this is why I'm not going to be looking at the camera like all the time, but whatever. So the first thing to do when trying to build a lot of muscle will be to make sure that, okay, first we're going to start with training, but keep in mind you need both training and diet to make sure that you're going to build a lot of muscle. So I'm going to start with training. The first thing that you need to make sure that you're doing is make sure that you're training hard. You might have like the best training program in the world. Your diet might be like the best, but if you're not training hard enough, then you're not going to build muscle. And that happened with me. I was bulking and I was gaining mostly fat. And then when I decided that I'm actually going to start training harder, I actually started pushing myself on each set, started training closer to failure. That's when I started to make gains, and these gains happened very fast. Like in a few weeks I could see the difference. It was a big change and it really helped. So that's why I'm a big believer in actually focusing on the quality of your volume, not just like the number of sets that you're doing, because you might be doing like 100 sets a week, 50, whatever. Okay, let's say something more realistic, 30-40 sets. I mean, some studies show 50. Believe me, that's way too much, and that's just evidence that you're not training hard. And if you're not training hard, you're just wasting your time. Believe me, you're not going to build muscle. So that's the first thing that you need to actually do. Start training harder. And you're going to see that this is going to make a big difference. So instead of focusing so much on like a very specific number of reps per set, let's say 10, 12, your program might be do 3 sets of 12 reps. Well, stop going for 12 reps, because that's just a very lazy way. When you know that you have to do like 12 reps on all of your sets, you're going to pick a weight that you'll be able to do 12 reps on all of your sets. But believe me, if you actually push yourself harder, you'll be able to do more reps on all of your sets. And when you're actually training very hard, you can do the same amount of reps on all of your sets. And you might believe that you're not doing the program the right way, so that's why you're not going to be training hard enough, is what I'm trying to say. And believe me, you're not going to get the muscle growth that you're going after. Like, you're going to actually get less, and I believe this is a big mistake, so that's why you need to start training harder. Now, the second thing to do when trying to build muscle is going to be make sure that, again, this time is going to be about diet. Make sure that you're eating enough protein, because, I mean, for me, when I eat a lot of protein, that's when I'm making the best gains. I usually eat a lot of protein from different protein sources like chicken breast, yogurt, protein powders. Just make sure that I eat over 200 grams of protein every single day. Sometimes I go over 250 grams of protein per day. I believe that it helps. I really believe that it helps. So that's why you need to be doing the same. You need to be eating a lot of protein. If you're not ready to eat like a lot of protein, then you're probably not going to make the best gains. Again, eating enough protein is going to make sure that your bulk is actually going to be very clean. You won't gain a bunch of body fat, and actually with enough protein you can actually build muscle on a deficit. But again, that's going to depend. The more advanced you are, the less muscle you're going to build in a deficit. It might be so little that you're barely able to see the difference. So that's why it's a smarter idea to lean bulk. So the third thing that you need to do to build a lot of muscle, again, is going to be diet related. Lean bulk. Make sure that you spend a period of time of the year, some time of the year, lean bulking. Again, I'm not saying gain 5 pounds a month every month. I'm saying just be in a small caloric surplus every single day for months, and just gain purely muscle weight. Meaning you don't have to gain fat to gain muscle. That's a myth. You don't have to do that. Again, it's a waste of time. I believe it's a waste of time to gain fat on a bulk, because later you have to diet, and dieting is not fun, and you're going to lose muscle. Because if you gain too much weight, you're dirty bulking, you're probably going to do a fast cut. This is just the mindset of some people. They want fast results. That's not going to work. Fast never works. They want everything like instantly. Forget about that. If you're someone like that, then you're probably going to fail, because you're after the fast results. That's why you're dirty bulking. That's why you're fast cutting, and you're never going to be happy with your results, because you're not doing things the right way. Because dirty bulking doesn't work, and fast cutting also doesn't work. So forget about great results. You need to unlearn that. You need to learn the slow and steady. You need to slow things down, and that's when you're going to make the best gains. Now, Next thing, fourth thing to do when trying to build muscle. This time is going to be sleep and recovery related. A lot of people neglect sleep for some reason. I don't know why. I believe this is a big mistake. Big mistake, and you're making less gains because of that. Your sleep is like as important as good training and a good diet. Like the sleep is on the same level of importance. And a lot of people treat sleep like it's less important, like they don't need it. And again, I'll keep repeating myself on every video, but I believe when you're not sleeping enough, you're leaving a lot of gains on the table. You're not making the best gains. So you're buying pre-workouts, you're buying training programs, but you never want to focus on sleep for some reason, and for me that doesn't make sense. People they want the best training program, they want like the perfect rep range, perfect amount of sets, the perfect exercise for their biceps, but they neglect sleep, they don't care about it for some reason. And again, that doesn't make sense for me. Also, people, they're not natural anymore. Again, I don't judge, but they still neglect sleep. They're not natural, but they don't care about their sleep. And again, that doesn't make any sense for me, because if you want the best results, you're going to make sure that you're sleeping enough. Your diet is 100% on point. Training again is 100% on point. So that's why it's worth to not be natural anymore. But if you're not doing like the basics, the most important things, diet, sleep and training, well, why are you not natural anymore? I get it if everything's like perfect or close to perfect, then it makes perfect sense to me, but it just doesn't make sense. So please care more about your sleep, improve your sleep, and you won't see that you want to make like great gains, like very good gains, and you won't feel better. So maybe lower your caffeine intake, go to sleep a little bit more early, don't use any alarms to wake you up, fix your sleep. Now, the fifth and last thing to do when trying to build muscle, this time again, is going to be training related. And I believe everything that I already said is very important to do. So they're not in a specific order of importance. Everything's important. The fifth thing to do is going to be make sure to maximize like gains, make sure that you're doing enough high quality volume per week. Meaning, if you want to do only one set in a workout for each muscle, and let's say you're training each muscle group twice a week, that's only 2 high quality sets. That's just not enough. Maybe it might be enough to maintain muscle, if this is how you actually build that muscle. But again, I'm not a big believer in doing very low volumes. I'm a bigger fan of the little bit higher volumes, but not ultra high. But somewhere in the middle, in between, low and very high. For example, I believe that you're going to make like perfect gains on 10, 15 high quality sets a week. Again, I'm talking about very high quality sets, meaning you're not lazy, you're not being lazy when training, meaning on some exercises you actually take the sets to failure. On the exercises that it's safe to take the set to failure, on some exercises you're actually leaving 0 reps in reserve, or over time you progressively start leaving less reps in reserve. That's perfect, you're going to make perfect gains. Again, stop focusing so much on like finding the perfect rep range, like finding perfect amount of volume when you're not focusing on the basics. If you're not focusing on the basics, what's the point? If you're not performing the exercises with good form, it doesn't matter if you do 50 sets for your biceps if you don't know how to curl correctly, if you don't know how to bench press correctly, if you don't know how to squat correctly. It's not going to make difference. If you're not sleep enough, why focus so much on the perfect training program? Like, it doesn't make sense to me. You have to unlearn that, learn how to care more about the basics, and then we can talk about finding like the perfect training program for you. Again, that's going to be different for absolutely everyone. Believe me, again, this is a topic for another video, but I'm a believer that one program is not going to work for everyone. Just because of our mindsets. Again, I have periods of time in my life where I do better on higher volume training in a workout with less frequency over the week. I do better. But sometimes I have periods of my life where I actually perform better when I'm training with less volume per workout, but I'm training more frequently over the week, like every day. It's just like a phase. So, and some people, they actually need to train in a specific way, like having a very large exercise selection, like a variety of different exercises, or just stick to a few basic exercises. Like, that's going to work like perfect for you. So I'm a big believer in that, but again, that's topic for another video. So thanks for watching. If you found that video useful, please subscribe to my channel, help me grow. Like this video, leave a comment down below, and if you're interested in custom training programs or online personal training or just anything, you can contact me on my email or my Instagram. I'm going to leave both in the description down below. So yeah, you can find me on my Instagram, you can message me on there, or you can just send me an email. I'm going to respond. I will give you more information about everything. just tell me what you're interested in. So again, thanks for watching and see you very soon.